I'm Tom Mackey, and I'm professor of arts and media here at Empire State College, SUNY Empire State College. And I've been teaching with technology really my entire career. And I've been teaching online here at Empire State College for over, I think, 11 years now. As soon as I started working at Empire, I was teaching online. And previously in my administrative life, I was actually dean of online. So I had a chance to work with real experts in this area, including Dr. Aird.
Well, thank you, Dr. Mackey. So most students know me, but for those that don't, I'm Dr. Aird. I also have been with SUNY Empire 13 years, going into my 14th year. Like Dr. Mackey, I have taught this course, digital storytelling, which we'll talk about more in a minute, several times and in different ways and with different approaches. But we want to share that with you and talk a little bit about that today, give you a window view of the course, talk a little bit about online, and let you into our world in a small way. I think we should show them the course. That's what I think.
All right. Let's take a look, Dr. Aird. I'm going to share screen.
Okay.
And let me know as soon as you see this. Let's see if this works.
There we go. I see it. I see it.
Excellent. So this is our main page, and I'll just point out a few things. The courses, this is using Moodle. And this is something that's supported by the college. And, this is just kind of a big overview that you have the main page. You can create a banner such as this one if you want, work with an instructional designer to do that. It's always good to have instructor contact information immediately available. And because, I love this picture of us because we're teaching this collaboratively, I think that really reflects collaboration. And of course, it has our contact information here in this panel. And we let students know that if they email us or contact us, at the minimum, they'll hear from us within 48 hours. Actually, what is that? At the maximum?
The maximum.
Maximum 48 hours. We'll get back to them much sooner than that.
Yes.
And this course, too, has then kind of the overview. We've added some unique elements here, such as the talks that we do weekly, some additional readings or instructions. We always have a welcome to the course where we say a little bit something about ourselves and the course and a little bit of bio information so that they know, some biographical information so they know who we are as we welcome to the course. That's something we always do in our classes. And of course, the syllabus, which in a face-to-face environment, you would share with students on the very first day. And of course, that's here as well. So they have that on the first day and really throughout the course that they can access. So it tells them what the expectations are and what it is that they'll be doing. And the course schedule, which we'll get back to later, but we just want to give you a quick overview here. This really shows how the course is organized. It has readings, it has it organized by week and what assignments they have. And then a student cafe, and this really shows, this is an opportunity really for students to jump in at any time with questions. So I have an unread post there, so a student must have asked a question I haven't gotten to yet, but that shows you that there's engagement in the class, which is really great. Then we also have the modules. This particular course is organized into 3 modules. We always have course information documents first and then followed by the modules. So in this course, what is digital storytelling is module 1, module 2, stories in the digital age, and then module 3, storytelling and community building. So those are the 3, overarching themes that really organize the course. Because of the international focus, and we know through our own experience that sometimes, especially when we were trying to do this so quickly, it is more challenging to get the same books to everyone at different parts of the world. we decided that we would just go with resources that are accessible and open from the course. And of course, open educational resources, this is a movement that's really having a huge impact on education, because it means that these are resources that are open, available, and in many cases, they can be repurposed depending on the context. In our interpretation of this and in our definition of open educational resources, we entirely went with resources that are either freely available on the web or that are ebooks that are available through the ESC library. And this was really exciting. This is something I've really been wanting to do in the course for a while, because it saves students money and it allows students to have the most recent updates. And if a textbook gets out of date, the ebook, you can select another ebook through the library and look at some more recent resources. So in just a few examples from looking at the course schedule, it shows here the weeks of the course, the module, the overarching module, and then the learning activities. And in this center column, it shows really what the readings are. So a student in week 1 and 2, they can see what their readings are. They can click on those readings, and it prepares them for this third column, which is the actual assignment. So if I just click on this, it automatically takes the student to that particular resource. So it's not a book that they have to purchase, but it's something that enhances their experience in the course. This is another reading from an expert in the field of digital storytelling, Brian Alexander. Excellent reading. And then this is something that's really an ebook that is accessible through the ESC library, again, that everyone has access to. And then if you just click through here, it shows you the many different ways that you can access this particular resource. So you can look at it just like you would with a book. You can see the contents. You can download a particular, any of the front parts of the book, or the introduction, or when it starts to get into the actual chapters. And it's totally, again, open access. So you can just download that PDF and then you have access to it. Then everyone in the course has the same access to this high quality, up-to-date resource written by experts. So from a faculty perspective, it does take, again, the time that you would for looking for any kind of textbook, but it's really worth it because these are openly available to students in Prague, in the US, Tirana, and Canada, and it's all accessible from the course itself and from this course schedule page that just organizes it in a way that makes it very easy to access these resources. So students will, again, this is kind of their go-to page for seeing everything about the course, and then they work on their assignments, so they know what the due dates are. And then for us, Dr. Aird mentioned the importance of building community. The community building in this course is really, really central. And a lot of that happens through the discussions. So after students complete the readings, they can start a discussion. We give them an entire week to respond to the initial discussion questions that we have. And then they have another week to respond to each other. So that really gives them 2 weeks to have a substantial conversation about a particular topic.
And so if we had to think about what's the benefit of this course, and I'll start. Number one, it's interdisciplinary. So a student, regardless of their area of study and concentration, would find this interesting. Whether you're looking at marketing, whether you're in cultural studies and focusing on communications and media, whether you are a business student, and even a psychology student, because in fact, we have several psychology students in the class, as a matter of fact. So there is a kind of universal benefit to this course. But on top of that, there's particular things that we try and deliver. And some of the things are active learning, because students have to participate. This is a huge part of the course. You can't not participate and do well in the course. Time management is extremely important. And this is when online gets shaky, because folks will say, oh, I have time till next week or the week after or whatever to do this. And they forget about it, or life gets in the way. And then it's a scramble to catch up, or they can't catch up. But what would we think would be some other benefits to students to taking this course? I mean, aside from being with us, because that's an absolute benefit, right?
Well, I think being with us and being with each other, that it does build that community that you had focused on. And think about this, students were so excited. So the students that I would have just had in my section that was just for the United States, they were so excited about connecting with students from other parts of the world.
Yes.
So that idea of community building, they get to engage with other students from different parts of the world. The other thing is that we've built into the course, I think, is this idea of peer review.
Yeah.
And this idea that they are getting feedback on their digital stories, not just from us, but from each other. So it builds that sense of collaboration, peer review, community building, and really it's a social learning strategy, so that they are learning from each other. And we know that that's how we learn. We learn in these kinds of social environments. I think another interesting aspect of this, and useful aspect, especially today, is that it raises issues of digital ethics. And if you're now we clearly foreground that in a course like this, but I think that any online course should really engage with that and have a statement about netiquette, and also model what is it like to engage in these kinds of virtual environments where you're building community. So you want to bring that up of having a civil discourse and having collaborative conversations. So I think that that's another big part of it.
So Dr. Mackey, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Aird.
I appreciate your time. You know, it's early there, it's afternoon here. And I think it's important that students hear from us as ESC faculty and kind of give them an understanding of what it is we do and how we do it, and open it up to them to even think about and consider. So on that note, Dr. Mackey, I'll see you next time.
Until next time, take care.
Bye now.